Hello, dear friends. This is the astrological forecast for June 2025 for Virgo. June 2025 marks the beginning of the most active part of the year for your sign. This is because the planet Mars, the source of strength, energy, and action, moves into your sign and into the first house of your horoscope. Mars represents energy, action, and decisiveness, and you will feel the shift when this transition occurs. You will feel that you no longer want to wait, think things over, or weigh the pros and cons. You will want clear and concrete actions. You will not feel like preparing or considering every detail anymore. You will feel a strong urge to act decisively and actively. The most important thing is to ensure that your desire for perfection does not become an obstacle in your own path. It is important to remember that perfection is the enemy of good. Throughout June, many important matters will be resolved, especially those related to your home or family affairs. The planetary emphasis on your 11th house, the sector of the future, indicates that you will be involved in a process that brings more optimism now and, in the future, may bring unexpected but very pleasant rewards. Any collective activity will be favored this month, as well as work conducted online or through digital platforms. It is likely that this month you will attend a festive event related to a relative or a very close friend. Let us now go step by step through the most significant astrological events of June and how they may influence your sign. On June 5th, the planet Mercury will be in tense aspects with the karmic lunar nodes. This is an important checkpoint that connects the events of March 2025 and the events that will happen in your life in the fall of this year. This is a time when you may receive interim results from something you began in March, or you may make conclusions and decisions based on what has already happened. The decisions you make now essentially map the route to the events of fall 2025. For you, these decisions are primarily related to your work, career, and social status. This may involve any processes that you consider or will consider your achievements, especially those involving personal relationships and professional status. On June 6th, the planet Venus moves into the sign of Taurus and into your 9th house. Venus symbolizes everything that brings us pleasure in the material world. This includes love, feelings, relationships, and material matters. Venus transiting through Taurus is a very favorable time for everyone because Venus will be in its own sign, the sign of its strength, and will express its best and strongest qualities. This is a time when success may come to you more easily without needing to fight for it. Venus in your 9th house brings positive developments in matters related to travel, your relationships with foreigners or people from afar, and business partnerships with individuals in other locations. It is also a good time to improve relationships with your partner's relatives, such as your brother-in-law or sister-in-law. You may receive something from abroad, such as a package or money transfer. You may also meet someone who lives far away, and this encounter will bring you joy. You may also receive documents or approvals that you have been waiting for, more quickly, more easily, or at a lower cost than expected. On June 8th, the planet Mercury enters your 11th house, and on June 9th, generous Jupiter also enters this same sector of your chart, where it will remain for an entire year. This is excellent news for your sign because Jupiter is a slow-moving and powerful planet. Last year, Jupiter was in a tense aspect to your sign, but now it moves into a favorable aspect. You will feel that many things are becoming easier. Jupiter in the 11th house of your horoscope will bring opportunities for growth and improvement, especially through expanding your network of interests and acquaintances. You may start learning a new profession or expand your client base. New interests may arise, and your circle of like-minded people may grow. For some, this transit may symbolize getting married, especially if this is not your first marriage. It may also signal the expansion of your family, good news regarding your brother or sister, or the growth of your work team. For a detailed explanation of this Jupiter transit for each zodiac sign, you can find a separate video on my channel. The link is in the description box below this video. On June 11th, there is a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your 4th house. Full moons represent culmination, clarity, and results. The fourth house represents your home, property, residence, and family matters. This is a time when you may see the outcome or conclusion of ongoing family-related events. For example, there may be long-awaited news or developments involving a family member, or a domestic issue may be resolved. You may receive clarity regarding your living situation, whether to move or not, whether to begin renovations or wait. This is also a time when rental agreements may change if you rent out your property or if you are a tenant. Since your fourth house is in Sagittarius, a sign symbolizing distant lands, it suggests that your life and destiny may unfold more positively if you live somewhere other than where you were born. It does not necessarily mean in a faraway land, but not in the place where you spent your childhood. On June 14th, Venus will be in a tense aspect with the black moon Lilith, which brings distortions, temptations, and illusions. At this time, excessive attention to detail may cause you to miss something enjoyable or useful. For example, instead of organizing something again, it would be better to meet interesting people or attend an event. Instead of focusing on tiny details, you should redirect your attention to the larger goal behind your efforts. On June 15th, two tense aspects will form in the sky. One is a square between revolutionary Uranus and fiery Mars. The second is a square between Jupiter and Saturn. These aspects are more likely to manifest in the external world through unexpected events or news. However, on a personal level, you may also feel disruptions to your plans. On June 17th, the planet Mars, the source of energy and action, changes signs and leaves your 12th house, where it had been unusually long. This period likely felt like a never-ending stretch where things developed slowly and you were always waiting or preparing. Now Mars finally enters your sign, your first house, and the most active period of the year begins for you. It will last until the beginning of August 2025. Mars in your sign will not allow you to stay in the background. You will take control, and everything will move quickly. You will be the one setting the pace for yourself and for others. People who act slowly may irritate you. This is an excellent time for taking action and for realizing the projects you have been preparing for. On June 18th, there will be a tense aspect between Jupiter and Neptune. This aspect reflects a crisis of ideals or disillusionment with modern ideologies. It does not relate to personal matters, but rather to broader values and worldviews. However, for your sign, this aspect could bring disputes over money with an ex-spouse, sibling, or business partner. On June 21st, the Sun enters the sign of Cancer. This is the day of the summer solstice. From an astronomical perspective, summer begins in the northern hemisphere. It is a very powerful, energetic day, a time to bring to life the plans you set in December 2024. On June 24th, the Sun will be in conjunction with the planet Jupiter in your 11th house. This is a favorable event for everyone, especially for your sign, because these two bright, active masculine planets join in a harmonious aspect. This shows that the world is waiting for you to take action and to create the kind of life you dream of. This day marks the beginning of a new Sun-Jupiter cycle. This is a great time to make yourself known, to take steps toward professional and social realization. It is a good time for promotion, self-promotion, education, or starting relationships with influential and promising people in either your personal or professional life. This aspect brings a sense of optimism and success. A long-awaited meeting or event may also occur. On June 25th, a new moon takes place in the same sector of your chart, the 11th house. A new moon is the birth of new energy through the union of the sun and the moon. It brings something new, which could be reconnecting with old friends, starting a new project, or developing a new idea. This may involve your work or your hobbies. You may join a new community or group online, or start a sport with a group of like-minded individuals. The 11th house also symbolizes the internet and innovation, so this is a good time for installing new mobile applications or shopping online. This period may also bring news from your brother or sister. On June 28th, Mercury enters the sign of Leo and your 12th house. It will form harmonious aspects with Saturn and Neptune. This is a time of memories, particularly warm and pleasant ones. You may feel nostalgic about past events or people with whom you were once close. It is also a time when a long-anticipated deal or payment may finally come through. You may receive compensation or a transfer for previously completed work. You may feel ready to start implementing a long-held plan, perhaps involving money or major life changes such as relocation or resolving personal matters. In this month, there are 3 special days with high turbulence. These are the midpoint days between eclipses, namely June 11th, June 25th, and especially June 18th. June 18th is the most intense. These are not good days for launching carefully planned step-by-step projects. What you start on these days may unfold chaotically or unpredictably. These days are better suited for spontaneous actions or lucky gambles. Events that happen on these days may be unexpected or unusual. This does not mean they will be negative. Rather, they may simply be surprising. I wish you a wonderful and successful month, dear Virgo. If this forecast was helpful to you, put a like and press the bell. Subscribe to the Zodiac Soul Insights channel and get a plus in karma from the universe. Share in the comments. Was this forecast helpful to you? And how much coincides with your events? See you in the next video. May the stars be on your side.